Hey everybody, Scott here at Brockopp Brewing, and we're here to talk about Beer of the Week. Not really talking about a specific beer this week, I guess. I get a lot of questions about lagers and ales, so I thought I would kind of touch on that. There's really only two main types of beer. There are hundreds of styles of beer, but there's really only two main types, which are lager and ale, and it has to do with the yeast that's used to make them. A lager yeast makes a really clean fermentation. There's no flavor that comes from the yeast. The beer is typically very clear. Think your macro brews, your Big Label, all those beers. They're all very clean, very clear, very consistent. That's a lager thing. Ales are not necessarily not that way, but ales can produce a lot of extra flavor from the yeast. A big difference with them, which when as a brewer you're trying to decide which you're going to do, a lager or an ale, has to do with fermentation temperature. Lagers ferment at colder temperatures. Ales tend to do well in the 60 to 70 degree range. So because of the limitations of the equipment that we have, I only do ales here. All we have here is ales. We have a couple of beers that are lager-like. They're very clean, very clear, easy drinking. But I just wanted to touch on that as a thing, just so people kind of understand a little bit. A porter is an ale. Okay. An IPA is an ale. India Pale Ale. A Hefeweizen is an ale. A Kolsch is sometimes called a hybrid beer, but it's technically an ale. It's used an ale yeast, and then it's aged and kind of treated like a lager, which results in that clear, clean appearance and flavor of the beer as well. There's another type of yeast, which is the Norwegian Kveik yeasts, or Scandinavian, which are a small portion of beers these days. Technically it's an ale, but they're much less fussy about temperature than either a true ale or lager yeasts. They're pretty much, they'll work at any temperature up to way up to 90 degrees. They'll still ferment. And I do use that for a couple of beers, but just a couple. But technically, yeah, everything here is an ale. Don't let that discourage you from trying beers. Please don't think, oh, I don't like ales, I only like lagers, because there's a huge range of beers that have all kinds of different flavors. Just be adventurous, try stuff. I do want to mention that Spruski is coming back. That's kind of a polarizing beer. There's some people who really, really don't like it. They say it tastes like Christmas trees. More people actually really, really like it. It's interesting, it's very different, it's very flavorful. It will be back soon. Exactly how soon I don't know, because we're waiting on the trees to be ready for spruce tips to be harvested to make the beer. So the sooner we get summer, the sooner we get Spruski. We got trivia on Wednesday. As always, 7 o'clock. Answer random questions, win free beer. Thursday the 16th, we have Bluegrass. Evie and Joe and whoever else is playing with Evie and Joe. They've been here a couple times before. They'll be here on Thursday playing from 8 to 10. And Saturday the 18th is Rally in the Valley. We'll have a car show, we'll have vendors, there's all kinds of stuff going on downtown all day long. And then from 7 to 1, there will be a street dance right out front of the brewery. We'll be serving beer on the street. The band is Haymaker. John Stearns from J&S Marketing is bringing them to town. So big thanks to John for that. And yeah, that's what we've got going this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Scott, and this has been the Beer of the Week.